Talk about low-budget flights, no food or movies? I'm out of here. I like running better. Welcome back, YouTube viewers, to another video. Today's something I'm really happy to make. So, I've talked about Sonic many times. I mean, duh. And I was trying to think of, okay, what's a good video idea I should do? And I thought, hey, I'm listening to a lot of Crush 40 songs lately. I even listened to a few of their songs that weren't from Sonic games. So I thought, here's a good video topic. Why not rank every Crush 40 song from a Sonic game? Or for Sonic? Because I haven't listened to all their songs that are from other material, and while I do like them, I haven't heard them enough time for them to be permanently burned into my brain like most of their Sonic music has. So, well, it's true that's apparently been unfortunately said that they won't do any more Sonic songs. I also heard that apparently they're going to do a song for Racing Cross World, so I don't know what's going on. And we did get to hear, even though they weren't new, we did get to hear some of their songs in Shadow Generations. So without this list is going to include every song from a Sonic game. It will not include any of their remix. It will, so you're not going to have All Hail Shadow twice because it's similar enough. It's not a completely different thing. Or Sonic Youth is going to be here, and well, I almost included them. I'm not including Bring You Back, Crushing 30s, Keep It Real, and Darker Side of Me that Johnny Gioeli did with the fans because those aren't official and they aren't technically Crush 40 songs. And also, I have not heard Darker Side of Me. No further ado, let's dive on in to number 18. Let's do it to it. Number 18 is their cover of With Me from Sonic and the Black Knight. I only ever heard this in preparation for this ranking. I'd never heard this before. It's good. Like, honestly, this is probably one of the only Crush 40 songs that doesn't get me super excited. Maybe it's because the original version's actually in the game is just so good. It's just, I don't know. No, Johnny Gioeli's vocals just don't sound right this time. I don't know why. He just doesn't really sound the same as he usually does. And as good, and well, it's still good. I mean, it's Crush 40. It just doesn't really have that same kind of action, exciting, emotional impact that a lot of their other songs do. Number 17, their cover of Seven Rings in Hand from Sonic and the Secret Rings. I actually do quite like this one. It's just that, at the end of the day, it's still Seven Rings in Hand. Like, I like that song, I do. And the Crush 40 version is better. It's just, trying to compare this is like trying to compare, let's say Transformers Prime and Transformers Animated. I mean, yeah, Prime is really good, don't get me wrong. It's just, but when you're being compared to the absolute top of the line, it's kind of hard to not be pushed into further back onto that list. Boy, that's a controversial take. Okay, still though, I like it. I wish this were what was actually in the game, but whatever. Number 16, Through the Fire from Sonic and the Black Knight. So you may be thinking, this is a weird trend, you just not like any of the songs they did for the storybook games, which, no, as you'll see later on, I do. It's just, these three songs, I'm just not as big on as other songs. I like Through the Fire, especially when I listen to it again for this video, but again, it just doesn't really hit me the way a lot of the other Crush 40 songs do. That's it. It's just not as memorable. I used to actually get the lyrics of this and Fight the Night confused a lot, but I can tell them apart now. Number 15, their cover of Sonic Boom. This is better than the original Sonic Boom. I'm just going to come out and say it. And it's great. I love their version of Sonic Boom. Johnny Gioeli actually said it was one of his favorites. I mean, look, I like the original, but nothing is quite the same as hearing those Jun Snowy guitars as you get the Gioeli vocals as it goes, if you're strong, you can fly, you can reach the other side of the rainbow. It's so catchy. But it's still Sonic Boom, a song that I do like, but no matter how good Crush 40 can make it, it just can't compare to the other Crush 40 originals. It's still really good though, don't get me wrong, I love Sonic Boom. The TV show is better though. 14, Sonic Heroes. Sonic Heroes is a really good song, but when you compare it to the other songs Crush 40 did for the Adventure era, it does not come close. It's still an 8.5 out of 10. It's still really good. But even that, maybe even a 9 out of 10, but it's still, at the end of the day, it just can't compare to those other songs. And it's also not that long. I know there is an extended version, but honestly, don't really. I think the extended edition of the song might be a little weaker than the regular version. I don't really know what to say about Sonic Heroes. Also, here's the fun detail added to the slideshow. The text of the color of the text and the color of the backgrounds are intentional. You can see some nice details here. See, orange Sonic for Sonic, Tails. Red in Heroes, Knuckles. Blue background, Sonic, haha. 14. Their cover of Free from Sonic Free Riders. This is probably the only good part of an otherwise terrible game. Well, other than the fact that this game brought in a lot of the modern cast who are, most of them are really good guys. Stop hating on them so much. Okay, granted, their performances in this game aren't very good, but whatever. But what's interesting to know is that Johnny Gioeli actually wrote this song originally. It just wasn't performed by Crush 40 in-game. And the version that's in-game by Chris Madden, it's good. I like it. But oh boy, the Crush 40 version just kills it. This is where we get into where basically all these songs are amazing and I love them. And I just love Free. It's the exact kind of energy you'd want out of a Sonic Riders game. Or a Sonic game in general. That's why I really hope they are doing a song for Racing Cross Worlds. Because Free is just so good, I want to hear more of something like that. 13. I Am All of Me, the main theme of Shadow the Hedgehog. Oh boy, so Shadow the Hedgehog is not a good game. I think it stinks. But it does have a pretty solid soundtrack. The vocal themes especially are quite good, except for Almost Dead. That song stinks, but I Am All of Me is a really good main theme, and it is really catchy and cool and exciting, but I think it's kind of overhyped. Don't get me wrong, I still think I Am All of Me is a great song, but I don't know. It's kind of annoying that this is the one that got played at the Sonic 30th Anniversary Symphony and not two other songs for Shadow, but we'll get into those later. Number 12, Crush 40's cover of His World from Sonic 06. I think the version of His World that's in the game is great. Crush 40's version is even better. And then, of course, there's the Zebrahead version, which is just the best. I also really like the E3 version, which doesn't actually have any lyrics, but that one's still amazing, but whatever. His World is a lot of covers. And then I really like the Crush 40 version. I remember watching on YouTube the Crush 40 25th anniversary, Sonic 25th anniversary concert Crush 40 did. When you see when they start playing His World, it's so exciting. Just watch the crowd as the melody kicks in. Do 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 do. That's just so good. And yeah, I really like this version of His World. Honestly, if this were the version that were in the game, I think that'd be better. Cause look, I know Crush 40 still got to do a song for this game, but for Sonic's 15th anniversary Next Generation Epic, which not shape up to that as we all know, but for a game this big, they should have been offered more than a cover of an already existing song. Yeah, they're Crush 40, but at least they got to do a cover of this, and it was in the game's soundtrack. Their version of His World is awesome. All Hail Shadow. Oh yeah, now we're talking. This is just, oh man, All Hail Shadow is amazing. I like the Magnifi version from Shadow the Hedgehog a decent bit. And I do have to admit that guitar solo is amazing. But honestly, I think the Crush 40 version is just better. I know I'm in the minority in that opinion, but I don't care. And I love that it has just become Shadow's theme song. You play Sonic, the really terrible Sonic Forces, but whatever, and that cutscene where he finally shows up, what do they play? Crush 40's All Hail Shadow. Because it's just that iconic and ingrained with the character. And just think about how All Hail Shadow is the first time in Shadow Generations. This is the first Sonic game in 21 years to feature a Crush 40 song as in the final boss. It's not the first game. It's not the last game in that time to have a Crush 40 song. Just 5 years before Shadow Generations, there was a new Crush 40 song, but for the final boss, it just hadn't been done in a really long time. Sure, it was just All Hail Shadow again, but with some new instrumentals, but it was still a huge, exciting moment. I mean, when I started that final boss, playing it. I was just thinking, okay, good music. I wish we could hear a vocal song. And out of nowhere, All Hail Shadow kicks in. I was so excited. And the song is just super catchy. I love the lyrics about Shadow moving on from his past and all that. We all heard 100 times, but it's really cool. The guitars, the vocals. I don't really know how to describe music, but it's just really cool. I mean, it's All Hail Shadow, guys. We all love it. Never Turn Back from Shadow the Hedgehog, the ending song. I believe this is number 11 on my list, by the way. So we're almost at the top 10. Never Turn Back is definitely my favorite song from Shadow the Hedgehog. Yeah, I Am All of Me is great. I like the original version of All Hell Shadow. Waking Up and The Chosen One are really good, but Never Turn Back is just something special. I like how it begins with a piano version of I Am All of Me, the do 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 do. That's some pretty clever stuff. But what about the song actual transition of the song? This or All Hell Shadow should have been played at the 30th anniversary symphony. Probably this. I mean, as soon as it goes into the do do do, oh wow, oh wow, oh yeah, oh wow, oh wow. I mean, just whenever Crush 40 song begins with some kind of yell or whoa, that kind of thing, it just gets you so excited, and this is no exception. Excuse me. So yeah, All Hell Shadow. Oh, Never Turn Back is just great. I mean, we all love it. I don't really know what to say. It's just a great song, and for as bad a game as Shadow the Hedgehog was, it was still a really great ending song. It gives a really nice ending for the game, regardless of how well the game actually turned out. Number 10, that I accidentally spoiled, is Fight the Night from Sonic and the Black Knight. I only recently really got into this song. There's a channel, D Senji, that does orchestral covers of video game music, so I thought, I listened to that channel before, and I thought, oh, got Fight the Night recommended from that person. Why not listen to it? And then I just realized, oh man, Fight the Night is amazing. And that's just a fan orchestral cover. And I listened to the original for myself because I hadn't heard it in a long time, and wow, Fight the Night is really good. This is just a boss theme from something like a minute and a half. It's not like it's the final boss theme or anything like that. But it's just, why is Fight the Night so good? I don't know. Again, I don't really know how to describe music, but just wow. Like the do 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 do. Just that melody is so exciting. That just shows how good Crush 40 is, I guess. Jun Snow, especially on his guitar, is just amazing. And I don't know who else does the instruments for Crush 40, but everyone involved with the band is awesome. This song just perfectly encapsulates how, even when they're doing nothing more than just a boss theme, not the final boss theme, but just a boss theme, that is a minute and a half, they can somehow make it amazing. Number 9, Live Life, the ending song of Sonic and the Black Knight. Live Life is definitely not the same as a lot of Crush 40's other songs, because it's more, not bittersweet, maybe? I'm not really sure how to describe it, but it's not the same kind of high energy, exciting, action-packed song. It's going to get your blood pumping. It just is really nice. The lyrics are genuinely really touching, and it really does a good job as the capstone to that game, especially with the messages it was trying to get across about living life to the fullest. As Sonic famously said in this game, every world has its end. I know that's kind of sad, but that's when we gotta live life to the fullest in the time we have. At least that's what I figure. So to see the game end with not just another reprisal of Night of the Wind, but just something really touching that just really is able to, because you're just able to sit with it, which is unfortunately now for Shadow Generations, everyone thought it was going to end with Without You, which would have been really nice. It would have really helped you sit with that ending with Maria and Gerald disappearing forever. But it didn't because it played a rock song instead. Good song, but it didn't really fit. This game did, and Live Life is just amazing. I like how it's actually a pretty long song. It takes a while before the lyrics even start. You just hear that tune from Jun Snoway's guitars, and I guess whoever does the drums and all that. It's just really nice. Live Life is fantastic. Sonic Youth is amazing, and more people need to listen to it. I think this is just, according to all the fans, this is Generation's main theme, even if it didn't have a main theme. Considering how this song released just a few months after Generations, everyone is suspicious and thinking that was this the main theme of Sonic Generations and it was just cut? Because if it was, that is such a missed opportunity. They should have added this to the music player in Sonic and Shadow Generations last year, and they should have put this as the final boss theme of Sonic Generations. They weren't going to change the terrible final boss. They should have at least put in this because it's just awesome. The lyrics mention a bunch of past Sonic songs by Crush 40, so it has that going for us. It really feels like that 20th anniversary feel, but also just it really captures the excitement of, oh yeah, guys, this is the history of Sonic and we're proud of it, by gosh. It just has that epic energy, but not many people have actually listened to this song, but it's just so good. The lyrics, yeah, since they're constantly referencing old Crush 40 songs, they are cheesy, but they're awesome. The tune is probably one of the best of any Crush 40 song. Oh, the way it goes, now don't you worry, it's a never-ending story. Stand proud, oh, let it out, let her know, let him show it till the here, in the Sonic Youth, me and you. Okay, it's really, my singing is really bad, but just, you gotta listen to this song, it's really good. There's a reason multiple people have done videos using this as the final boss theme of Generations. Guys, much like with Fight the Night, can we talk about how underrated Green Light Ride is? Team Sonic Racing, it was a average to pretty good, actually, racing game that barely anyone played, that got no post-launch support. Okay, actually, apparently it still gets updates, I think. But no one cares about this game. It was just okay, yet it's not only did it bring back Jun Sonoe to finally get to do a lot of stage music again, not only did it bring back T. Lopes from Sonic Mania, who I may not really like Sonic Mania, but that game had a pretty good soundtrack. And yeah, you got the two of them collaborating. You also got Tomoyo Otani back, and to top it all off, you got a new Crush 40 song. And they did not have to put so much effort into the main theme of a spin-off racing game. But no, they did, and it's awesome. Green Light Ride, in a way, it feels like it kind of embodies Crush 40's music. Again, it just has that energy with the catchy opening tune. It's just so cool. I think it's a good way to describe this song. After listening to it again about a month or two ago, I got really hooked on this song. Again, here's to hoping Racing Cross Worlds has a Crush 40 song, because I want to hear them keep it up with these racing games. Night of the Wind is iconic. Like, whenever you see fortunately, I've never been able to attend one of the Sonic Symphonies, but whenever you see them on YouTube, I watch them a lot. You see when they play Night of the Wind, they'll usually say, "Are you guys my Knights of the Wind?" There's something cheesy like that, but then sometimes they'll just get into it and they'll start with the whoa, 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 whoa. You can hear the whole crowd singing along. And that whole whoa takes way longer than it actually does in the official song. Just because the fans love it so much, we just all have to sing it for as long as possible until we finally get into the main tune. You know why? Because Night of the Wind is amazing. I've heard it been described recently. Someone said that it's almost like the anthem. It's almost like not the anthem, but like a anthem of the Sonic fandom. And yeah, it kind of is. It's that one song we can all rally behind. We can all rally together for and be super excited to listen to, regardless of what you think of Sonic and the Black Knight. Game had one of the best Sonic soundtracks in my opinion. Night of the Wind is just amazing. One of the best Sonic main themes. But I still don't think it's the best. I mean, it's only, number 4 on this list, I believe? Next one? Open Your Heart, the main theme of Sonic Adventure. I may not be the biggest fan of Sonic Adventure. I think it's just good, not very good, or definitely not great. But why? Well, I think you're going to have to stay tuned for another video one day for me to talk about that. But Open Your Heart redefines Sonic music. Sonic music was already, trying to do more than other video games at the time, but I don't think anyone could predict what they were going to hear next. In 1998, or maybe 1999 in the US, you boot up your Sega Dreamcast, you pop in the new Sonic game, the first ever 3D Sonic game, and you see that intro, so you see these epic images of perfect chaos and all these buildings everywhere, and then the egg carrier starts flying in, and you start seeing Sonic running, and Open Your Heart kicks in. And it shows every character and all this epic imagery at the time must have been mind-blowing to see, especially from a video game. And you can really hear the lyrics in full swing, and it ends with that final shot of Perfect Chaos Eye. It's awesome. And it's a really big shame that when it actually plays in the game, it doesn't continue throughout the entirety of the Perfect Chaos fights, only in Phase 1. Which is pretty lame, but the song is amazing. Again, it just redefined Sonic music. All Sonic games, or at least a lot of them, wanted to have a song like this. There's a reason they kept bringing Crush 40 back so many times, and the fans always want to hear the band back because their music is just so good, and it all started with this one. And yeah, I picked Archie artwork, not just because I'm biased toward Archie, but I just could not find anything else I liked. What I'm Made Of is runner-up on this list. What I'm Made Of is just, oh man, it's what I'm made of. When I played Metal Overlord and Shadow Generations for the first time, I lost my mind. I knew it was going to be in the game, but I've never actually gotten to play Sonic Heroes. So getting to play a huge boss fight against Metal Overlord in a modern day game with modern day graphics, with that those Crush 40 vocals, the guitars and everything, it's just something special. What I Made Of is amazing. And again, I also like how a lot of Crush 40 songs, the lyrics aren't just whatever random thing they thought of that sounds exciting and cool. They actually tie into what the song is designed for. This song is almost like a conversation between Super Sonic and Metal Sonic. You got the whole I don't care what you're thinking as you turn to me. You know, Sonic saying cause or maybe I think that's from Metal Sonic actually. He's saying, yeah, I don't care what you are, Sonic, because what I have is enough to set me free. You could also interpret that as being from Sonic's perspective, though. A lot to unpack with that song, actually. And yeah, it's played behind this epic final boss where you have Super Sonic and then Super Tails and Super Knuckles, flying through the sky, fighting a giant metal kaiju that throws airships at them. This is just amazing. No Sonic final boss has ever had a song as good as this since then, but they did before because number one is of course Live and Learn, the main theme of Sonic Adventure 2. Know how the live I wrote is blue, the learn is red, and the background is yellow. I'm quite proud of myself for that one. Live and Learn is iconic. This is the definition of the word. Live and Learn is the main theme of the Sonic fandom. Night of the Wind is a theme, but Live and Learn is the theme. We all love it. There's a reason it was played as the finale of the Sonic 30th Anniversary Symphony. And it's usually played toward the end of all the other ones because it's just that iconic. And just it's something that you want to save for the end. It got to play in the Japanese version of Sonic X apparently. Not the English version, unfortunately. And it's just like I was really worried they weren't going to play this in Sonic Movie 3 because I thought these people who make these movies don't really care about the games that much. I mean, they might say they do, but okay. But then I actually went and said they're probably just going to they used it for the trailer, that's probably the most we'll get. Then I watched the movie and thought, hey, this is actually a really good movie so far, way better than the first two. But Maria playing Live and Learn with her guitar is probably all you're gonna get. But then, Sonic and Shadow activate the Chaos Emeralds, they go super, and Live and Learn starts playing, and it gets to play as they defeat the gun robots. That was amazing. Well, the other people in the theater I was in did enjoy the movie. I don't think any of them were, big Sonic fans. They wouldn't have known what this song was, but I did. So you better believe I was singing the lyrics the whole time. Which also brings me to the fact that you barely get to hear the lyrics, and they just don't play the song for long enough. There's a good edit that just plays the acoustic version that Maria played over the Sonic and Shadows Heart to Heart, and then just plays the regular version of the theme with all the lyrics for the rest of the battle that's with the gun robots and all that and the transformation sequence, which that's what I would have done. Or better yet, I would have played the 30th anniversary version because it's got an actual orchestra doing the instruments, but it still has the Johnny Gioeli vocals. But yeah, that was kind of a tangent. So what about Live and Learn? For more than just it's iconic, it's because, well, SA2 is my favorite Sonic game, but part of that is just because it's been said multiple times before. It was the culmination of everything this franchise had been building towards for 10 years. And you kept hearing this theme teased throughout the game through the menus and all that. But then, you get to that final boss as Sonic and Shadow use the Chaos Emeralds to go super, and the music starts kicking in, and then you actually get into the final boss, and lyrics are blaring everywhere, and you get to hear the epicness that is Live and Learn. You get to this ultimate emotional climax of this great video game. And the stakes have never been higher. It's so good. It just perfectly encapsulates what that game was trying to do, and what it was, what it represented, what the Sonic series represents. If you think I'm going too far into this, I don't think I am. Live and Learn is just that amazing and that special. There's a reason we all wanted it to be in the movies, and it actually was in the movies. Because, let's be honest with ourselves, if they ever do use Metal Overlord in the movies, or at least some kind of Neo Metal Sonic fight, will they really play What I'm Made Of? I don't think they would have, or, well, maybe, but I think the only reason they did actually play Live and Learn and also used it earlier in the movie was because this song is just so iconic and the fans demanded it so much, they used it. And we all loved it. And I'll just never forget being in that theater and listening to Live and Learn on the big screen. It's awesome. In conclusion, Crush 40 is awesome. Let him do more songs, Sega. Please. We shouldn't just be relying on the fans to get Johnny Gioeli back. The man is almost 60 and his vocals are still incredible. And you gotta love those Jun Snowy guitars. That's all for now, and remember to stay way past cool.